So what you need to do is that to identify whenever you find a prepositions, pronouns, and articles in a text, when you're asked to read aloud for many purposes, like to teach or to use this for announcements, use that one in the weak form in English. Let's take a look at the samples. Okay, so that's the things that we need to consider whenever we compare the word and also the phonetic transcriptions, so we cannot take it for granted. Now, let's move to the second part, which is the weak form in English. So there are several groups of weak form in English, so let's explain one by one. The first one is the group of prepositions. Second one is the group of pronouns. Third one is the group of articles, and the fourth one is the group of auxiliary. So what is actually weak forms? So weak form means that there are a way to pronounce in weaker way. That means there is a weak form and there is a strong form. For example, let's take a look at the group one of prepositions. We have the word at, like at the markets, like at the markets. But the weak form of at is a. And then the weak form of as is as. The weak form of but is but. The weak form of for is for. The weak form of from is from. The weak form of is of. The weak form of to is to. Right. So how do we use this in the sentence? So I will give you the examples after this. Now, number 2 is the group of weak form in pronouns, or I just call it as a group 2. Group 1 is prepositions, group 2 is pronouns. We have the strong form our, but the weak form is are. The strong form is her, but the weak form is or her. And then him, the weak form is him, without h sounds in the beginning. The weak forms of you is you or you. Okay, so it's like the lazy pronunciations. And then group 3 is article. You usually have a banana, or the weak form is a banana. And then the is also still there, but maybe we do not need to really give a stress on that word. Okay, right. The fourth one is the weak form in the groups of auxiliary. So we have am, but it's pronounced are, but it's pronounced was is pronounced was, were is pronounced were, been is pronounced been, shall is pronounced shall, should is pronounced should, can is pronounced can, yes, and then could is pronounced could. Then we have also do is pronounced d, and then does is pronounced does. Will is pronounced l, and then would is pronounced would or d only, and then must is pronounced must, and then had is pronounced had or d, and then has is pronounced his or is, and then have is pronounced have or her. Now, how to use this in a sentence? Now, let's take a look at this one. So we have some words here in a sentence, and then it consists of a group of prepositions and then groups of pronouns and also articles here. So what you need to do is that to identify whenever you find a prepositions, pronouns, and articles in a text, when you're asked to read aloud for many purposes, like to teach or to use this for announcements, use that one in the weak form in English. Let's take a look at the samples. We have the word come to our museum for a short escape and as your self-reward. But we say that come to our museum. Come to our museum. For a short escape become for a short escape. For a short escape. And as your self-reward become as your self-reward. Yeah, right? So remember that you can be pronounced ye or you. As become us. As your self-reward. Okay? Right. Second example that I give you. We have this word and the sentence. Do you find difficulties in arranging schedule? Okay, so you can say it's not do you find, but do you find, because do can be pronounced in a weak form as the, and you can be pronounced as yes, like do you find it. Actually, do you find? Do you find difficulties in arranging the schedule? Like in is not really in, but in arranging schedules. Okay. The next example is that have been trying so many times of reminder app. You can say have been trying so many times of reminder apps. Many times of. It's not of anymore. Many times of reminder app. Then you should install calendar. You should install calendar. So it's the weak form you and should install calendar. Alright, I hope you've got the clear concepts of weak form in English in the groups of auxiliary, prepositions, pronouns, and also articles. Now let's move to the third part, which is connected speech, or simply you can say it linking or groupings. So in the pronunciations parts, we can divide this connected speech into several groups. The first one is noun phrase. Second one is the verb phrase. Third one is prepositional phrase. And the last one is dependent clause. Let's take a look at here. A noun phrase. I give you an example like a day with us. So it's a noun phrase, a day with us. But if we connect this one with the idea of a weak form that we have just learned, so we pronounce this as a day with us. A day with us. It's not a day with us, but a day with us. Second of all, I give you the phrase, noun phrase of first of all. So you can link or group this into first of all. First of all. Okay? Of using the weak form. From noun phrase, now move to the verb phrase. Verb phrase means that it starts with verbs. Like, give you example, to lend a hand. To lend a hand. But because we have learned about the weak form that to is pronounced as the, you can say it to lend a hand. To lend a hand. Okay? To stand out. You can say to stand out. To stand out. Okay? And then to have a bit of fun. You can say to have a bit of fun. To have a bit of fun. So it's like linking. Okay? To have a bit of fun. A bit of fun. Right, the third one is prepositional phrase. Prepositional phrase. So it starts with the prepositions. I give you example here. through the Strait of Singapore. Through the Strait of Singapore. But we know that the preposition is a part of a form, so we pronounce it as through the Strait of Singapore. Through the Strait of Singapore. Through the Strait of Singapore. Okay? And then with delicious food. With delicious food. Okay? Or to our own beat. To our own beat. To our own beat. Or the last one, at the end of the day. Because we have at the and of the, at the end of the day. At the end of the day. Right, so those prepositions like in a weak form, like a bit disappear. And here is the last one, dependent clause. So you start with when, for example, although, because, and etc. When your orders rolls in. So you can make it a linking when your orders rolls in. Rolls in. Okay? And then second clause, I mean. Although we write by the rules. Although we write by the rules. Okay? By the rules. So by and the is in the weak form. So it's in one connected speech. Okay? This practice is very important for us to practice the reading aloud, especially when we read for children, we read for students, we read as the master of ceremony, we read for the voiceover, for announcers, and other purposes. Okay? So I hope that this video is practical for you to read and to practice. And I hope you practice a lot. And this is the end of our materials about weak forms and connected speech in English. Thank you.
Selanjutnya, kita saksikan video Profil Universitas Teknokrat Indonesia.
Lampung, the Treasures of Sumatra, is a province that becomes the gateway to the Sumatra Island. Lampung has 2 municipalities and 13 districts, consisting of 234 sub-districts. The province, with an area of 35,587 km squares, owns millions of extraordinary natural beauty. Education in Lampung province is also highly considered and colored by the existence of Universitas Teknokrat Indonesia. Universitas Teknokrat Indonesia has 3 faculties and 12 study programs. Faculty of Engineering and Computer Sciences with the 6 study programs: Electrical Engineering, Civil Engineering, Computer Engineering, Information Technology, Informatics, and Information System. Faculty of Economics and Business with 2 study programs: Management and Accounting. Faculty of Arts and Educations with 4 study programs: English Literature, Mathematics Education, English Educations, and Physical Education. Universitas Teknokrat Indonesia believes that education is the key to the advancements of a nation. Universitas Teknokrat Indonesia commits to produce and develop future leaders through the education of quality characters. This receives a very good reception and trust from the community, which is marked by an increasing interest in students from year to year. The students and lecturers have lots of achievements and awards. Also, our quality is recognized by National Accreditation Board for Higher Education and many international collaborations. Universitas Teknokrat Indonesia also prepares the students to face the globalization's era through the use of digital technology. Universitas Teknokrat Indonesia has a number of representative facilities provided to support the learning process, such as comfortable classroom, laboratories, information technology, and the internet. Our vision is to be an excellent university in Sumatra with international standard and able to play an active role in nation building through three pillars of higher education, comprising education, research, and community service. We have graduated outstanding students who can be accepted in state agencies and other large companies. At Universitas Teknokrat Indonesia, the students and lecturers are encouraged to create and innovate by creating products and services that benefit the community through research activities and community services. In an effort to achieve its visions and missions, the academics of Universitas Teknokrat Indonesia are guided by the organizational culture values of discipline, quality, creative, and innovative. To support the quality of learning processes, we have very complete and sophisticated facilities, including digital-based smart classroom, hotspot in campus area, sport facilities, auditorium, and students' hall. Come and be a part of us, the campus of champion, Universitas Teknokrat Indonesia.
Terima kasih sudah menyaksikan video pembelajaran ini. Jangan lupa like, komen, dan subscribe, serta nyalakan tanda loncengnya agar kalian tidak ketinggalan informasi update lainnya. I hate